Everyone we see is a reflection of us.
Welcome. I wanted to explain something that occurred to me just now. And it's an interesting, I suppose, energy complex. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a backstory just so that you have an understanding about what happened. So, I received quite a fair bit of workflow, right? And it just seemed to be piling up more and more and more and more. And I got quite overwhelmed. So, when I'm in a state like that, I'm not in a state of ease, and I find it difficult to connect with the music or connect with the song. So, naturally, I wanted to go outside and do gardening and do things productive because I felt that it wasn't where I wanted to be. I didn't want to do it. I was bored or tired of having to do the constant computer work. When going outside and doing the reticulation or the gardening, even though it was laborism, was more rewarding for me. And over the past week or so, I've had 20, 30, 40 covers come through that have really taken my attention away and forced me to do non-stop work. And it really takes my attention to what occurred. Now, I want to look at a story where a friend of mine, work colleague or companion, you might say, started call it a playlist of sorts. And because of the successes that we were seeing, we had somebody else try to rip that off. So they copied the exact same cover, changed the title or the logo to try to drive traffic to their business. Blatant theft, you might say. So we changed the cover and made it a new design, one that's harder to get. You wouldn't be able to find it because I custom made it. So it was interesting that when doing a new set of covers, a new playlist, a new design, when I was shown how it was or what it looked like or what it was supposed to be, it was very similar to somebody else's design or a new concept that seemed to be doing well. Now, you're not ripping off anyone's context, but I gotta say to my friend, or this person was, well, isn't it the same thing? So I ask you, is it the same thing? Because even though you're not ripping off somebody else's work, you're not using that same cover or same design, you are using the same concept. So hear me out on this. You have electricity on one hand, it's doing really well and gains a lot of attention. Somebody else comes along and makes electricity as well. Now, it's a different electricity, but it's the same thing. It's not the same as what he has. It's a little bit different, but it produces the same. Then you start marketing it the same. You're branching off of the success of the other one. Now, was it your design? No. You took the concept and you run with it. We see it quite prevalent in society today. When something is running really good, people will try to copy it because they know they'll get the success or the followers. So because of this fact, I struggled to connect. I struggled to vibe, if you will, to the outcome, to the achieving of this, because in my heart of hearts, I'm not into it. I'm not in it because it's not our own creation. It's not our own design. It's following a trend or hype, which leads to money, leads to followers or listeners, which gains us credibility. It pays our bills, but it doesn't have heart because we didn't make it. Well, at least that's what I feel. Now I have to make the decisions because in my head and my energy, I felt annoyed. I felt frustrated that it just seems to be that all the effort and time that you place into it, and even when someone tells you, I trust you, I'll go with you, but then you supply something and it's not what they had in mind, well then it's contradicting their own statement. And how does that make you feel? It just put me more in a situation where I was less connected, less wanting to do the work, even though it pays my bills. It's no discredit to the person and the friend because they're amazing. They do what they do. I have no hard feelings. It's just what I was feeling in my energy. But how do you go and say it to someone? How do you say it that this is how I feel? I feel we're just ripping somebody else off. And is it not the same that person did to you, that we changed our cover for, but now you're just following a trend, but you're doing it the same? Is it their lesson to learn, or is it mine to overcome my energy of connection or wanting to take a new path? These are the questions that I ask myself. But it's interesting, I was struggling, so I took a step back and I bought some new oracle cards, Lemurian cards, and I did a reading which was quite good, and told me about freedom and connecting to source and quite a few other things. And it changed. I lit some Palo Santo and cleansed the energy around because I was feeling frustrated. I was feeling bogged down. I didn't want to do it anymore. So I focused on that and I started reading the cards and what it meant. And it changed my energy. It changed my vibration to one of, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll have a day off. I'll cleanse and I'll clear myself and I'll tackle one by one. So I changed my thought energy. And then I got the message back, and the message back was about structure and creating a list, because I wrote that I was not feeling it, not vibing with the energy. I was feeling a little bit out of it because it was quite new and there was so many 10, 20, 30 being pumped on at once. I didn't know which order they should be in. So I think the order and the way that it was given was too much. So then help was needed, but because I changed my energy and my frequency, I believe that changed the outcome. Because it allowed for change, it allowed for help. I was honest with my feelings, obviously not to the full extent, but in saying that I can't connect. I have no basis, I have no structure to go from, because I'm not the one with the vision. I'm not the one who started this project. Don't get me wrong, I have plenty of vision and new ideas for the world to see, but when it came to this was not mine. This was following a hype. So I struggled to connect because I didn't know what they were wanting to achieve. I know the foundation, the basis, how to do all the overlays. But finding the right image or creating the right image was where I was struggling because I couldn't connect. So the feedback came back and it was like an assistance. I can help you. I will provide some ones to get the ball rolling so you know where it is. And I felt lighter because I feel like that help was created by me changing the energy and the frequency that I was on. But again, I was feeling that frustration that I don't want to do this anymore. But then I sit down and I question, is it me identifying a new energy? And a frustration that's inbuilt that I have to release as I change timelines? So many questions, so many possibilities of, is it a way of removing what needs to go? Is it a way of identifying, hey, when you feel this type of energy, you can sit down and transmute that to a positive and make your reality the way that you want it. But the more that you focus on the problem or the heavy energy, the more it happens. So it was fascinating. So I'll tackle them all again tomorrow, but I'll probably do it after a meet and greet with a friend. And get outside, get out in nature and do a few things and then start it all over again. I feel I'm changing paths. I don't know where my road will take me, but I do know that something big is happening. A new transition. I don't want to sit in front of my computer all day. I'm an artist. I want to paint. I want to express my emotions. I don't want to be bottled up and put it into a little digital image. It doesn't showcase my true capabilities. It doesn't showcase my emotions, my talents. It pays the bills. It's a new way of paying the bills from a previous job. Yeah, I can do what I love and have the freedom, but it's not allowing me that expression. So was this a sign of showing me that I'm on a new path? I want to take a new possibility? Is it showing me areas I still need to heal? Or how to heal? These are great questions. It's probably all of the above, but making a choice of what you want to choose. I want to choose a path where I can wake up in the morning and know that I can paint and go into the studio and throw paint, start a new painting or a new project or a new design. I don't have to worry about how am I going to pay the bills. I want to go and spend time in nature and plant and teach children how to plant. And you can think long term and far ahead. What do I want? Well, those are those sort of things. I don't want to wake up knowing that I have to do work and put albums out there for people. That's a long-term thing. That's a still working for the man, but hidden behind it. Don't get me wrong, I am very much happy with what I'm doing and where it's going and possibly going to lead me to bigger and better things. Maybe it was just another stepping stone for me to achieve what I need to for me to get where I need to. And I believe it's more along that sort of line. So, do I have to stop it one day? I probably will. Do I want that new path? Yes, I do. Do I know how it's going to come? No. But am I excited? Yes. Because what it showed me today was that my inner self, that my true self does not want to continue on this path. Not because I don't want to do it, it's because I don't enjoy it. I don't love it. I don't feel it. It's become lethargic and too money grabbing and focused on productivity rather than the love behind it. I'm not saying that that's the case for everyone, but that's just how I feel. So I will continue with it because obviously in the current climate, it's what I'm doing. It's part of my role. It's what brings in the money that I can pay the food that I need to eat in the current economic standards. But I put out to the universe for a new path, one where I'm happy with what I'm doing and I enjoy what I do. And I know it's coming. So this was more about an identification of not the problem or what I felt, but more the feeling that I felt. And have you ever felt that feeling? Have you ever felt or sat down and honestly looked at something and disagreed with it, but you had to do it anyway, but really felt off about it? How did you handle it? Did you sit down and recover? Did you meditate? Did you go in nature and recover and it fixed itself? Or did it continuously rile you up? Did you retaliate? It's an interesting way to look at things. Whether it was done in haste or not, it doesn't matter. We all live, we all learn. But when you sit down and you observe the energy and you observe the feelings and witness and watch the change and how it happens and how lighter you feel when you are connected with Source, it's amazing. Is it what we want to do? Maybe not. Do we do it anyway? We do. Because we know that something better is coming. So with peace and love and a kind heart, take care.